let's move on to talk about Kylian Mbappe and the transfer saga of all transfer sagas, I would go as far as to say. So this seems to change, Paddy, every couple of hours at this point. So the
Mm.
rumours had been doing the rounds that Kylian Mbappe was about to turn down 100 million signing on bonus, £1 million a week, image rights concessions, and goal scoring bonuses from PSG in favour of moving to become a Galactico at Real Madrid and becoming Florentino Perez's new poster boy. And, he wants to emulate what Cristiano Ronaldo did there and all of that kind of stuff. And it looked like he was on his way there. But then yesterday, there came a bit of a twist again that apparently PSG are, and I don't know what other way to phrase this, mate, giving him the keys to the kingdom and basically letting him have a say over coaches, transfers, as well as all of the money. This is, Paddy, if true, the most tin pot thing I have ever heard in my entire life, and it just reeks of desperation. It's pathetic from PSG, mate. It is quite frankly pathetic.
Absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. They're basically conceding that he's bigger than their club, and he's probably not wrong. Like it's just incredibly tin pot. Um, it's just a recipe for disaster as well. How can a player that has that sort of control be motivated? I don't know. It's bizarre. Just let the man go. I mean, like he's a hot commodity. He's probably worth the money he'll be given. Given what he's worth and how long he'll be around for. But yeah, to give him that sort of control and decision making, like how undermined would a manager feel there? And any future manager coming in there knowing, Kylian Mbappe has him by the balls.
And talk about as well about not taking, not reading the room. So we heard about PSG ultra fans, and they're not backwards about coming forwards with their opinions. And they were already saying that the way the club is run and structured and the player power that's at the club is entirely embarrassing. Add into this the fact that they're basically telling a 20, 21, 22-year-old that he can have the run of the club. As you rightly said, how is that going to keep him motivated, and how is that going to keep any type of morale in the dressing room or give a manager any kind of influence over the team?
That's what I mean. It just completely undermines everything at the club. It's just a horrific decision from them. While it might get them to keep Mbappe, it's going to cause a knock-on effect of doom for everything else. And again, as you said, it's incredibly tin pot, and another reason why they'll never be really taken seriously. Um, it's really bizarre. I've never seen anything like this before for a player to get that much power. I know it could be worth a lot, but if he doesn't want to stay, let the man go.
Not only that, but we haven't even spoken about the financial aspect of this and how it is absolutely not something that PSG in any way, shape, or form, in my humble opinion, can generate correctly. There's no way that they're able to suddenly just pull 100 million quid out of their arse, £1 million a week, image rights concessions, goal scoring bonuses, keep the lads that they have, and work within what they're earning. I mean, it's another, to me, mate, it's another two fingers up to everyone that's trying to do and run their football clubs in the right way.
Yeah, you love to know where they're getting this money. I mean, obviously we know where they're getting it, but financial fair play mustn't exist. I don't know how they're allowed to do it without making changes. It's ludicrous money and it's scary. It'll send shock. They've broken the transfer market single-handedly multiple times. That Neymar deal, when they signed Neymar, has ruined the market, skyrocketed the market. Ever since then, the price you've seen players gone for has been ludicrous. The money involved in football now is sick, and when you're bankrolled by an oil-rich nation, it's even more sick. It's money always wins, unfortunately.
You know what? I genuinely don't know if I can blame Mbappe here because as a player, you're going to ask for everything that you can get. And if somebody is stupid enough to basically hand you the keys to the kingdom and say, there you go, mate, have your £1 million a week, your 100 million sign on bonus, you can pick the managers, you can help with the transfers. I mean, we all have a number, mate. Whatever our morals are, we all have a number.
Yeah, yeah. There's a certain number where it's like almost too good to be true, but he's going to earn so much money anyway. He should do what's best for his career. Money comes and goes, but I think I look back at the likes of Oscar for Chelsea, who was balling out for Chelsea in the biggest league in the world, in the Champions League, and then he just took the money and went off to China. And I believe he was quoted saying, I love football, but if I can sort out the futures of my grandkids and great grandkids, I'm going to do it. That's paraphrased a bit, but money. like Mbappe has aspirations of winning the Ballon d'Or, and for him to do that, he has to move. I think so. I think he knows that deep down. So signing this contract at PSG basically makes him finish his career there. Obviously not. It's only like will be 5 years or whatever, but he'll probably not be moving on after that. He'll probably just stay there.
I'm sure there are quotes I've read today from his mother that said that he's agreed to deal with Real Madrid and agreed to deal with PSG.
Yeah, it's his decision
That's a
time.
bit contradictory, is it not?
Yeah, it is. Maybe he's just choosing the best one. He's playing the both of them. To be fair, he's probably just playing both sides to get the best deal because they're both so desperate for him. It would be so weird to see him stay there though after all that's gone on. It would be really weird to see, but I think for PSG to give him that control, I don't know what they're playing at.
How can you allow a player to walk into a dressing room and look at they're not even peers anymore. We can't call them that. He's looking around at the greatest player to maybe ever lace a pair of boots in Leo Messi. You've got Neymar there, you've got Donnarumma there, you've got Sergio Ramos there at the minute. You've got, other high earning players there who, and he's going in there and basically saying to them all, you don't annoy me or you're not playing. That's the type of power we're talking about here. Undermine me, don't pass the ball to me, don't let me take this free kick, and I'll ruin you. I would say that's not an environment that's conducive to success.
I tell you, I'd love to hear Roy Keane's opinion on something like this. To elevate a player to a position that is theoretically higher than his peers is bizarre. It'll never work. It'll ruin the dressing room. It'll create a rotten dynamic, and this sort of shit is why PSG will never win the Champions League because they don't have the cohesion and the camaraderie needed. Like you can't just buy these mercenaries and put them together and hope for the best. So this financially will be a good thing for Mbappe, but I promise you it'll be a terrible thing for his career, and it'll prove to be a terrible decision.
Well, whatever happens, mate, whatever happens with the Kylian Mbappe saga, it's going to have a knock-on effect. And we've already seen stories this week linking two of our boys with moves to both Spain and PSG. Of course, I'm speaking about Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah. My take on this, if their contracts were sorted, this wouldn't be an issue right now, and we wouldn't have to listen to this media nonsense about, him maybe going to one club or another club. But one thing is for certain, mate, we couldn't compete trying to keep Mohamed Salah against Paris Saint-Germain if it came down to just the numbers, because clearly they've shown that there is no bottom to this pit of money that they have.
Yeah, I mean, PSG are probably the last club you want to get into a wage war with. They'd offer what he wants in a heartbeat. But that's where you hope the integrity of the man comes through, and it's like, yeah, PSG will offer me more money, but what's better for my career? Like PSG that would be a horrible place for Salah to go. I hope he'd never dream of doing that. I can see Mane being tempted. Just again, based on the circumstances we've talked about before, French-speaking country, he has a teammate there as well. But yeah, PSG are someone you never want to get in the foot race with when it comes to wages. But again, that's where you want the demand to be like, yeah, Liverpool are the better club. For the football aspect, no chance.